Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the virtual Music City in this evening's broadcast on Maconi Entertainment. My name is Ian Fisher, and I'm thrilled to be joined tonight in the booth by Joey Atterbury and Ryan Bauer, working the controls as our producer. The camera angles tonight are provided, as always, by Dougie Beard. And tonight's action comes to you from the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Welcome to the AdminBoxx All American 400 weekend here again on Maconi Entertainment. And tell me, Joey, this is a very interesting racetrack, a very old racetrack, a lot of history here at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. This track has hosted races longer than the Indianapolis 500, but it's never seen an event like the AdminBoxx All American Esports 400. This is an event that happens in real life as well, but not here on the virtual stage. This will be the first time.
Right you are, Ian. We are here at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Now, we're going to be using actually two tracks tonight, but the majority of the action tonight is going to be on the smaller quarter-mile front stretch oval. That's going to be playing host to the Legends, the Street Stocks, the limited late models. That's what we're going to be seeing majority of tonight, especially here race one. And then we're also going to be looking at a little bit of action on the 3/5 mile track for the main course tonight, and that's going to be later with the Pro Trucks. Now, this is located just outside of Nashville, Tennessee. If you guys have ever been there, just a few-minute walk from Broadway Street. That's where all the cool bars, all the restaurants, all the music is. The place was first established in 1904, and it continues operation today. It holds a maximum capacity of 15,000 fans out there, 18 degrees of banking in the corners, but most of all, it's a very worn-out surface and quite a few bumps out there that the drivers are going to have to deal with, most notably off of turn 2, and it can really throw these cars up into the wall if the drivers aren't very careful. You know, they have talked about a little bit of a repave, but we'll see if it happens, and maybe we'll even see NASCAR come back to the Nashville Fairgrounds. Now, that wraps up the track info for tonight. I know that we have more info on the races and some cool prizes that's going to be going on tonight, Ian.
Well, you mentioned it as well, a very old racetrack, a very old racing surface we have here at the virtual Nashville Fairgrounds Speedways. And for those of you that don't know a little bit about this event, this is the All American Esports 400. It's an annual event here on the iRacing platform, and we're going to have 2 nights of racing. This is night 1. It'll consist of 20 laps. Our first race will be in the Legends cars. Then we'll have a 20-lap race in the Street Stocks, 25 laps in the limited late models, all on the front stretch mini oval. And then for our feature race tonight, we'll have 45 laps on the 3/5 mile oval. That'll be in the Pro Trucks. Those are the 2008 Silverado trucks. If you're familiar with Pickup Cup on the iRacing service, those are the trucks that we use on Pickup Cup. So night 2, we'll have a 100-lap Pro Model late division, and the winner of the Pro Points and the first guitar will be decided. And those are some cool prizes, Joey. We got 2 guitars we're giving away in this event, and also a total prize pool of $1,260. But 2 custom wrap guitars will go to the winner of the driver with the most points from the Legends, Street Stocks, Limited Late Model Pro Trucks, and Pro Late Model races. And then the second one will go to the winner of the Super Late Model feature. All 35 drivers who start the Super Late Model feature will also receive a portion of the prize money. So if you make the feature race, Joey, you're getting paid. So it's pretty exciting. Let's get into some race analysis for tonight, see what we're looking at tonight here, though. But it's going to be a great 2 nights of racing here from the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway.
Not only a great 2 nights of racing, but it is a packed 2 nights of racing. I think the cars are out there doing their qualifying laps, but before we get to that, each race tonight will have a lap limit. Not only that, but it'll also have a time limit just in case things are a little bit slow moving. This first race tonight with the Legends, like you mentioned, it's going to be 20 laps long. There will be cautions, and those caution laps are not counted out here. These drivers do not have any fast repairs, but at the end of the race, if needed, there are 3 green-white checkered attempts. It is a custom fixed setup provided by Maconi Setup Shop. There's no tire limit, but with such a short race, I don't think the tires are really going to play much of a factor out here. There are race control out here watching all the moves and action tonight, and looks like we're going to have 28 cars in each race, and qualifying, like I said, is going on right now, and I think we're seeing times that are incredibly close in the mid 14-second range to set the grid tonight.
Yeah, really close times in qualifying so far for this first race here of the evening from the All American 400 presented by AdminBoxx. Our first race of the night, of course, is presented by Maconi Competizione, the newest company from Maconi Setup Shop LLC. They specialize in event organization, promotion, and execution, much like you're seeing here tonight at the virtual Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. And if you want to get involved with us, you have to contact Maconi Setup Shop LLC for all your inquiries. And this is one of the first events put on by Maconi Competizione, and we're going to have a look at our grid for our first race here tonight, this evening, from the virtual Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Of course, again, our Legends cars tonight, and on the pole will be Alex McCollum in the 35 car running a 14.501, so that'll be your pole time this evening. Joining him on the inside, the outside of row number 1 will be Brett Suggs in the 33. Joshua Cottle and Oliver Cordell will make up row number 2. Presley Sora and Dustin Momberquette, will make up row number 3. Kendrick Cryer and Steele Langford make up your 7th and 8th spots. And then Caden Tufts and Eric Steele in the 1 car will round out your top 10, Joey.
Yeah, following that, we have Jackson Lewis and Keegan Sobilo, followed by Quentin Nuttall and Sean Hayes. And then that's Justin Collison rounding out the top 15. Corey Hallett, Ryan Beal, Logan Keys, Richard Caro, and Carson Lucas is your top 20. I know that we got quite a big field here tonight, Ian. And looks like they're in 21st, Logan Huckabee, David Dunwoody, Austin Thiel, Andrew Bisnet, Robert Holden, Dakota Hendrickson, Andrew Schoner, Perry Vance, Eric Sellers, and Joey Maswich round out 30 cars out there tonight. It is packed. Look at all those cars, Ian.
I was going to say they're wrapped all the way around almost to the backstretch, so this should definitely be very interesting right off the bat. And these drivers, we kind of mentioned it, it's fun to have this many cars out here, but there's not going to be a lot of racing room. Should be a lot of elbows out racing here tonight.
I think it's going to be more than elbows out racing. Barney has already got an eagle's eye watch on this field as the cars roll off for, it looks like just a quick pace lap here before the action gets going.
Yeah, and it looks like they took the top 28 cars from qualifying, so we'll have 28 cars, as we mentioned, on our grid to start this race here, and they'll be rolling here now, and it looks like we're going green as soon as they get back to the start-finish line here. I don't see any lights on the pace car. Pace car will make that dive to the left-hand turn, or it's actually going to make a fool out of me. So we're going to go one more lap here, Joey. Any expectations here? We got the Legends cars. We're at Nashville virtual Nashville Fairgrounds right here. Should be a good one.
I got my fingers and toes crossed that maybe we get a few green flag laps here at the beginning, but I'm not going to hold my breath too long. These guys are going to be fighting up for the front. It's only 20 laps long. Here we got the pace car diving off of turn 3. We're about to go green.
And you're going to have to make your moves early if you're going to make them. The pace car dives to the safety of pit road. And we have the green flag out here for the first of our races for the All American 400 presented by AdminBoxx. And we're green here. Everybody clean almost all the way through the backstretch there. A little bit of a tap on the wall from the 1 car there. But all the way back here, just 2x2 racing all the way through the field. An aggressive move to the inside there. The 33 of Suggs able to hold off McCollum there for now. Cordell and Cottle there battling side by side, second on back, Joey. But so far, so good as all these drivers come to lap number 3.
I'm really impressed. I did hold my breath, and I'm still holding it. No contact that I've really seen so far. All these drivers are giving each other room. Haven't seen any cars bump up into the wall off of turn 4. Now, in practice, that was a really big danger spot as we ride along with the number 33, second place of Brett Suggs. As we get our first caution on the racetrack, have to go back and take a look at what happened there. But I was just going to mention how bumpy it can be when we ride along there, and it looks like it already caught a car out. Barney doing his job there with that yellow flag.
Yeah, just getting an arm workout there, Barney is, and we'll see what happened here on lap 4 of 20 to bring out our first caution. See if there's any contact involved. This is the 7 machine of Robert Holden here. Trying to get in the turn 1, just make some door contact, and you mentioned kind of the bumps there, getting together with another car. Oh, man, and then goes up and over, Joey.
looks kind of like a shopping cart in reverse there that took the turn too fast, and now he's a turtle out there. But hopefully he'll get back to the pits. And unfortunately, I think it's probably going to end his night tonight. I wonder how long this yellow is going to be. Should be pretty quick. Want to mention that these yellow flag laps do not count to the total race distance tonight.
Yeah, no fast repairs as well, Joey. So if you have any damage, you're gonna have to deal with it for the majority, or I'm sorry, the whole rest of the race. So you'll have to go in there and get actual damage done. We did get a word from our sponsors using their AdminBoxx up in race control. They said they're going to try to make these yellow flag periods as quick as they possibly can. Remember, the yellow flag laps do not count here towards the total lap count. So I think it says there's 7. I think we'll go back to green flag racing on, I believe it was lap 4 when it came out. So I think that might just possibly be a bug on our timing and scoring tower for now with the caution laps not counting. But the pace car dives back in. We're back to green flag side-by-side racing here at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Again, McCullum able to hang on to the advantage into turn 1. Keeps Suggs to his outside. The 17 of Cordell trying to slip in there for 3rd place. The only side-by-side battle is between Sora and Pryor right now. And again, these drivers doing a good job to try to get filed in early. And you saw on that onboard shot we had earlier, Joey, just how hard it is to rustle these cars around this tiny racetrack here.
I think people underestimate how small these cars can really be, as we got another yellow flag on the racetrack, as it looks like it's been the 33 and the 35 as a battle out front really all night tonight, as we got a few cars spun around. That looks like the 33 on the paint scheme there. We'll have to take a look at what cars were involved. Once again, Barney doing an amazing job out there. As we get our replay here, we get the 33 on screen as they're coming out here out of turn 4. I know that it was so busy back in the pack there. It looked to be 3-4 wide. 33 is on the outside coming out of, oh, looks like things got tangled up in front of them. Looks to be 4 or 5 cars involved, maybe even 6. You know, things happen really fast as you come out of these corners, and you're going to see right here that all of a sudden he's going to have 2 Legends cars in his lap.
Yeah, you mentioned it, and I was going to bring it up as well, is there's really just nowhere to go, especially on these restarts, Joey, how narrow the track is and just how many cars we have on track right now. You got guys racing 2, even 3 wide here in some certain situations. So once something happens in front of you, it's almost like you're racing at Daytona or at Talladega. There's just absolutely nowhere to go, and we're seeing these multi-car incidents early, especially with these many cars we have on the track right now.
You bring up a great point. We're used to seeing on TV Daytona and Talladega and these cars doing 190 miles an hour. As we take a look at race control using their AdminBoxx right there, really making this race go nice and efficient, as we already see them turn off the lights on the pace car. We're going to be going green this time. It's been a battle between McCollum and Suggs all night. We'll see if maybe Caudle or Cordell can take this fight up to him. Looks to really be 2 lines of racing, which has provided some great action so far.
Yeah, quick caution periods definitely has that Friday or Saturday Night Short Track in America feel here, as the pace car dives the pit road again. Barney the flag man waves the green flag. We're back to green flag racing at the virtual Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway once more, and our Legends cars, our first race of the evening here from the AdminBoxx All American 400. And again, McCullum out to an early lead, able to seal off the 22 of Caudle and try to fight for a continued supremacy in this race so far, Joey. But there's a few drivers that have been able to get up to him, and we have 1 car around, collects another one. We'll stay green for now, but I'm not sure how long, as we just have more cars piling into this, and there the yellow comes out finally.
You're right. I think it was the 66 there that I just saw get a little bit loose going into 1. I'm not sure if he had some help from behind. Looks like he had a little bit of contact going into 1 there. Got looped around in front of the field. And look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cars, I think I counted right there, that all were affected. Look at this. I see the 66 up there really loose out of 4, and then we're going to see him just get turned around right in front of us here, and all of a sudden, here's a Legends car in your lap again.
Yeah, they just keep showing up in your lap, which normally, like things like maybe a cat or a dog, you don't mind those things in your lap. Legends car, not so much. I will say, I think some of what we're seeing here a little bit, Joey, is we don't have very long races tonight. So you do have to make these moves relatively quickly. You can't sit around it and be patient if you want to get to the front of this field. But at the same time, there's not much room to go, and there has to be some give and take.
Right, you are, Ian. You have to have controlled aggression, is what I call it. And yeah, it's a short race. You got to pick your spots, but also no fast repairs. So if you tear up your equipment, you're going to be sitting on the sideline watching everybody.
And our tower says 3 laps to go. I do think that is correct. Caution laps are not counting here at our total race count, but we're back to green flag racing again. McCollum with the advantage. Suggs, Cottle, Tufts, and Cordell, your top 5, battle out for position side by side behind them. And the rest of the pack, look at that, Joey, 3 wide and sometimes even 4 wide there. White flags in the air. McCollum will try to hold off Suggs here through 1 and 2. He's going to have the drive off of the backstretch here. He'll head through turns 3 and 4. And in our first race of the All American 400 presented by AdminBoxx, he said to come home first. That's going to be Alex McCollum in the 35 machine.
Yeah, as the entire field comes and takes the checkered flag under Barney. Congratulations out there. Alex McCollum, our Legends race winner tonight here with Maconi Entertainment. He really dominated from the green flag. I don't think that we saw him relinquish the lead at all. Fantastic racing tonight.
Yeah, and a really good job, too, of just nailing the restart every single time. It's really tough to do, especially because you got to switch it up every time. You can't just do the same thing every time and expect it to work. A great drive there by Alex McCollum in the 35 car. We'll see if we can get a word with him here. We'll hang out for a few seconds, Joey, but anything stand out to you from our first race of the night?
Honestly, I was very impressed with the sportsmanship out there. And when I'm talking sportsmanship, you got to leave room for everyone. It's only a 20-lap race. I was expecting a lot more yellow flags than what I saw as we've got the full results on our screen here. Looks like the number 35, officially Alex McCollum, is the race winner, followed by the number 33 of Brett Suggs, the 13 of Caden Tufts, the 22 of Josh Cottle, and then rounding out the top 5, Ian, is Oliver Cordell on that number 17.
And from 6 on back, you have Dustin Monbercat out of Canada in the 34, Presley Sora, Justin Collison, and Quentin Nuttall out of Carolina, and Corey Hallett in the 57, rounding out the rest of your top 10. 11th position will be Logan Keys in the 43 machine. And then back from there, Ryan Biddle, Richard Caro, Carson Lucas, Logan Huckabea, Keegan Savilio, Sean Hayes, Dakota Hendrickson, David Dunwoody, and Eric Steele will round out your top 20, Joey.
Yeah, 21st, Perry Vance, then followed by Jackson Lewis, Andrew Bisnet, Austin Thiel, Andrew Schoner, Steele Langford, Kendrick Cryer. 28th was Robert Holden, rounding out your field tonight that was on the racetrack. And yeah, to go back to Ian, I was very impressed with the racing out there. They really left each other room. I was expecting more yellow flag laps, but 20 laps, these guys kept the racing clean and the action tight.
Yeah, it was a really good first race. Really got a good roll into everything here on the AdminBoxx All American Esports 400 on Maconi Entertainment, presented by Maconi. And let me try this again. I believe it's Competizione. Jeff, you're gonna have to come in here and tell me how to say it. I'll get it right sometime. I apologize, but that brought to you your first Legends race. And then coming up, we have the limited late models here from the National Fairgrounds Speedway. That's going to be presented by Rent a Race Car. So after a quick break, we'll come back and we'll get into our limited late models here on Maconi Entertainment.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. There's a reason that Maconi Setup Shop is trusted by more virtual and real-world tracks and companies than any other setup shop in iRacing. With partners such as Stafford Motor Speedway, the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, Five Flag Speedway, Speed 51, and more. When you want something done right, you go to the experts at Maconi Setup Shop.
With setups available for most series on both asphalt and dirt, built by a team of professional builders consisting of some of the top talents on the service, Maconi Setup Shop LLC has what you need to hit the track with confidence. Head over to MaconiSetupShop.com and learn why Maconi Setup Shop is the official setup shop of Richmond Raceway Esports and is partnered with some of the largest names in virtual and real racing.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
And the AdminBoxx All American Esports 400 is brought to you by Rent a Race Car. Rent a Race Car offers you the chance to get behind the wheel of a real race car at the legendary Stafford Motor Speedway. For a low flat rate, all you need to do is arrive and drive in the practice heat and feature events on Friday night at one of the best short tracks in the country. Add your name to the list of drivers who competed at the track and raced in front of thousands of fans in attendance. To book your spot, head over to the Rent a Race Car Facebook page or to www.rentaracecart.com. Let them know that Maconi Entertainment sent you. And before we get started with our street stock action here, we got a little bit of time to catch up with our race winner from our Legends race, and that's Alex McCollum. And Joey, you're standing by with him now.
Yeah, Alex, congratulations on winning tonight's first race in the Legends cars. You looked pretty dominating out there. How was the action on track for you?
It was pretty peaceful for the most part. Glad qualifying means so much here. Don't want to be in the hectic and the chaos, so qualifying means so much in these series. So glad I was able to get the pole in the Legend and have a good battle with Brett and Josh and a couple guys up there. But these races go by quick, so you need to qualify up front to run good. So that's my goal for the rest of the races, is to qualify again and see what goes from there.
Yeah, well, I know you're busy out there. You still need to qualify, so we'll let you be. Good luck tonight in this next race out here. I know that we're going to be looking for you out front there tonight. And real quick, is there anybody that you wanted to give a shout out to real fast?
Yeah, I got to thank you guys for everything you guys are doing to give us a place to race this weekend. Everybody at Jeff, William, everybody that's helping with the series. JDR Graphics, he's knocking these paints out while I'm racing these races. So it's a privilege to run his paint, so thank you to him.
We look forward to seeing you out there out front tonight. And Ian, looks like we do have qualifying underway. I think it's only about 4 laps count for these cars, so these drivers really have to make it work out there fast.
Well, and I think Alex brought up an excellent point in his interview, Joey, is that these races are so short that qualifying is absolutely crucial. And you want to start as far to the front of the pack as you possibly can, especially in these short races we have tonight, if you want to have any chance of coming home in victory lane, like Alex McCullough did in our first race in the Legends cars. Now we go to the street stocks, a little bit different, a little bit more bumping and banging. I think you can get away with in the street stocks, Joey. Not as delicate as these Legends cars, where this should be a very exciting 20 laps to match the excitement of our Legends race as well.
You're right. It is 20 laps or 25 minutes, whichever is going to come first. Once again, the caution flag laps will not count tonight towards the total race distance. These drivers are not going to have any fast repairs. So pretty short race, but you got to have that controlled aggression where you pick your spots and not tear up your race car. Everybody tonight will be racing on the custom fixed setups provided by Maconi Setup Shop. Always great to be racing a hot race car out there, and that's exactly what Maconi Setup Shop provides you.
Yeah, and of course, Maconi Setup Shop providing the setups not only for this race, but all of the races here tonight in the All American 400, again, presented by AdminBoxx and our race controllers, Jeff Maconi, Andrew Hale, using it up there in the race control booth as they watch all of tonight's racing action. And right now, Alex McCullum again on pole. And so you mentioned, and he mentioned as well, how important it is to qualify well in these races. He finds himself on pole again for this race as well, just continuing the momentum he has from earlier. Dustin Burkett will join him right now on the outside row. Still 1 minute and 14 seconds left in qualifying. And we get a view there of the race control there with the AdminBoxx. Those are actually pretty neat, Joey. I wouldn't mind having one of those. I don't know if you can use it like that, but it kind of reminds me of like a Stream Deck that I use as a button box, sort of.
Definitely, it's a great tool to have, especially for this race control. They got to keep track of so many cars, so many incidents, and all of those buttons right there, they're already key binding, or they're already key bound. So all you got to do is learn each little thing, and it really makes race control efficient. See, look at, he's even just in there hanging out, waving to us. That's how easy AdminBoxx makes the control of your event. Looks like we only got 30 seconds left here in qualifying. As you mentioned, Alex McCollum once again on top of the sheets. Pretty interesting, almost an identical time at a 14:53, only a couple hundredths difference between these and the Legends cars in terms of lap time.
And I think you can attest that a little bit to just some of the flatness of this oval, not much banking to really kind of take advantage of using that horsepower. Everybody's got to kind of slow down the same to make these tight hairpin turns. This almost reminds me of a Martinsville, Joey. You look at the long straightaways and the tight hairpin turns without a lot of banking. Not quite as big, obviously, as Martinsville, but a lot of the same vibes, I would say.
Yeah, anytime you come to a very, very small short track, those frustrations levels can come way up out of the car and really kind of explode on the racetrack. And that's what we see at Martinsville, at Bristol, and that's exactly what we see here at the Nashville Fairgrounds. And I don't think we're going to see any less action tonight because these cars are way bigger than those Legends cars, and it's going to be tough to fit all 28 on the racetrack at once.
Well, you mentioned 28 cars. We'll take a look at our 28 car field. We already mentioned Alex McCullum. Appropriately enough, in the one machine, we'll start on pole. Dustin Marbiquette on the outside in the 16. Kendrick Cryer in the 48 will make up the third position, the inside of row number 2, with Josh Cottle on the outside in the 13 car. Oliver Cordell finds himself in 5th place in the 17, and Brett Suggs in the 27 will round out the third row in 6. Jackson Lewis in the 4 car will be 7th, Caden Tufts in the 88, 8th, Eric Steele in the 32, 9th, and Justin Collison in the 12 will round out your top 10, Joey.
Yeah, looks like they're in 11th. We have Steele Langford, followed by Joey Masowich in the 64, followed by Presley Sora and Dakota Hendrickson. Logan Keys in your 15th spot, followed by Keegan Sobilo. Sean Hayes and Quinton Nuttall rounding out the top 18 there. We got Logan Huckaba, followed by Ryan Beal in the 22, and that's your 20th spot.
And from 21st on back, we have Perry Vance in the 85, Spencer Joyce in the 92, Eric Sellers in the 97, Alexander Martin in the 94. He'll make your 24th spot. From there on back, we have Richard Caro, Corey Hallett, Blair Patterson, Carson Lucas, Dave Dunwoody, and Andrew Bissonette. I think they only took the top 28 in here again, Joey. So I think we're going to round out there at 28 spots. And those drivers, 29th and 30th, will be the first 2 drivers out. But the cars are rolling here will be our pace lap here. Again, 20 laps tonight from the virtual Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. And I'm looking forward to this one, Joey. Street stocks, you got a lot more room to bump and bang out there. This is definitely your old school All-American short track racing. I keep saying it should be a lot of fun, but this entire night should be a lot of fun.
You're right, the night is going to be fun, and if you were hanging out on a Friday night in Nashville and you wanted to go watch some racing, you're right, Ian, this is most likely the cars that you're going to be seeing out there, maybe some different late models, but this feels just like a Friday night local race at your local circle track, and I think the lights are out. All 28 of these street stock cars are about to go racing.
And the field will be in control of Alex McCullum as he comes to Barney the Flagman. He has the green flag ready in his hand, and we're racing here from the virtual Nashville Speedway. And again, Alex McCullum trying to take that advantage of the pole position into an early lead, but Dustin Morbiquette on the 16, he'll battle back on the outside, and it's 2x2 all the way back till about, looks like 6th position, making 8th position there. Again, Alex McCullum able to clear there into turn number 1, and just a great shot here. We do have caution on the racetrack. We'll see what brought out our first caution here tonight, Joey, but an early caution here. Sean Hayes in the 49 truck with some damage. 49 car. We're not quite to the trucks yet. That'll be later tonight. And we'll see what happened here, Joey. Oh, my.
Yeah, looks like quite a mess that probably started a little bit off of turn 2 there. And then just a little bit of getting in too deep in turn 3 with the 43, ended up spinning the 44 around. I think about 5 or 6 cars ended up being involved in that one. Got to make sure we keep all the cars as clean as we can out there. And yeah, I think this just really developed off of turn 2. And then just, yeah, in too deep there into turn 3 and chain reaction from there.
In too deep or possibly maybe got some of the beef from Arby's there, Joey. I don't like to create controversy up here in the commentary booth, but looks like the drive into the turn 3 there was a little bit aggressive, and you already saw they were exchanging doors going down the backstretch.
Right you are, Ian, and I think that you're not wrong there. It was probably a little bit of frustration that you saw going into turn 3, but That's short track racing, just like that Martinsville you were mentioned earlier. But don't blink now. Alex McCollum has led the entire race. He was dominating out front. They're about to go green again, and he's still sitting P1.
Yeah, lap number 5 will be lap 6 as we go back to green flag racing. Again, the field in control of Alex McCullum, and the green flag waves again from the virtual Nashville's Fairgrounds Speedway. McCullum is going to be challenged on the outside by Kendrick Cryer now, and Cryer's looking for the spot. He has a little bit of a run here going into 3 and 4, but just not able to get any kind of momentum here on the outside on McCollum.
Looks like they had a little bit of contact as they fight over that track position as the 66 is really losing out. You see him hustle it back down to the bottom line going into turn 3 there. Shows you how important that bottom line really is. Ooh, looks like we got a
spinner in the back.
around in turn 4. Looks like we got the 7, and then now the 19 is around. Looks like a few cars, but no yellow flag. There's the yellow flag on the racetrack as the leaders quickly approached that. Good call by the race control out there, getting that yellow flag. Jackson Lewis, the number 4 car, heavily damaged in that one, takes that tow down to pit road.
And obviously iRacing, you know, none of the drivers feel any of this contact, but you look here, the 7 will spin, and ooh, just hard contact into the side panel. That almost reminds you of Mark Martin. I believe it was I think it was at Pocono, Joey, or was it at Chicago where he came down pit road and kind of ran to the door like that? And obviously nobody's going to feel that, but that's definitely some heavy damage to your car on iRacing still.
In the real world, anytime you see an impact area like that, it's always very, very dangerous. But we're already going to be going back to green flag racing, just a very quick yellow. And Alex McCollum still leads the field. Looks like the 16 is going to line up beside him here on this restart.
Yeah, William Hale and Jeff Maconi working overtime on their admin boxes there as we go back to green flag racing. These yellow flags have been quick, and the restarts have been plentiful as well. As now Borbiquet is going to look on the outside. We have a spinner in the back here. It looks like that's the 8 machine. We're going to stay. Oh, no, we are yellow now as we have another car into the wall. That looks like the 12. We'll see what happened here again. Multiple car numbers on the racetrack, so it's kind of hard to assign car numbers sometimes.
This really happened, I think, out of turn 2. Looks like we're following the 32 on the racetrack right now. Looks like the 12 got spun around. Oh, and then also in front there, looks like we have a black and purple car. So quite a few accidents happening just here on the restart. That looks like the Corey Hallett car in the 57. So we ride along here with him on this restart. See Barney with that green flag in hand. He's going to go around the outside. Already one car round, and ooh, he just gets a nose full of street stock, and up into the wall he goes.
Yeah, that was the 91 of Blair Patterson. He just kind of got hooked, and we're back to green flag racing again. Morbiquet was able to take the lead away from Cullen, so he'll start on the inside now and able to just do a great drive off of turn 2. He cleared himself, and Morbiquet will now be in sole position of first. We have a spinner out in the back here. That's the 22 and the 19. They'll get it righted here. We'll stay green for now. I don't think we're going to see a yellow flag come out, but here come the leaders again off of turn number 2. A little bit of a wiggle there out of the 16, but doing a good job right now fighting off Cryer.
The 66 laying the bumper to him, and what I'm noticing is McCollum is no longer out front. That 16 car got the jump on the prior restart, and really McCollum has just been shifted out into that outside lane with nowhere to go, is continuing up front. The 66 on the screen continues to hound. That is Cryer following Mombercat for the lead right now.
Yeah, and we saw Cryer get knocked to the outside there, and how difficult it was to hang on to your positions and how aggressive he was to get down to the bottom line. And you saw what happened to McCollum. He's all the way back in 6th position now. This is on board with Cryer as he dives behind Marquette there into turns 1 and 2. He'll try to get the quarter panel there. A little bit of a bump, but these guys have been respectful so far, Joey. We'll have 2 laps to go as they come to the line.
Cryer, I think, has a little bit of a faster car right now, and he's going to start to get some heat from the 88 of Tufts right behind him. Look at the 66, really working that back bumper of our leader, Mombercat, as it looks like he gets him loose. That's going to allow the drive underneath, but look at the 3rd place car of Tufts as we have a yellow on the racetrack. I'm going to be interested to see how they sort this one out. That was intense.
Yeah, that was, I believe we'd already taken the white, but we'll see what happened here. We'll see when the caution came out. So, let's see what happened here.
As we watch our replay here, just a whole bunch of cars coming up out of 4. There's so many cars on the racetrack. Looks like we're following along with, looks like to be the number 4 car on the screen. 15 on timing and scoring, that's Richard Caro. Oh, looks like the 33 on the screen just got spun out in front, and Caro had nowhere to go coming up out of turn 2.
And I believe that was Langford that was spun around, but I mean he finds himself back in 5th position now, so maybe able to reclaim the position. So we're gonna go. It looks like we're gonna have like a green-white checkered scenario here, as we have 3 to go on the timing tower right now. So Cryer was able to actually take the lead away from Moraket there, and we've seen how important the inside line is on these restarts, and this is going to be interesting. 3 laps ago, we saw the bumpers being thrown. If Moraket gets to the back of Cryer, I would assume he has to repay the favor a little bit.
You know, it's been pretty aggressive racing, but the 66 of Cryer, you know, that's the car that I've really been watching, and he was the most aggressive, and I think that he was able to snag that spot away, so he's got that inside line, but it's really been Moraket that was able to take the fight up to McCollum earlier, as it looks like we're going back racing already.
Yeah, and it looks like Cryer tried to drive to the outside there and try to force Moraket wide, and Moraket was having none of it. Now Tough is going to try to get inside, and look how aggressive they are. The 66 will go around, and that's going to give the lead to Moraket. We're still green. He's going to take the white flag here, and you got to see that was coming after the bumpers that were laid here. Oh my goodness, look at that. The whole field just stacking up in the turn 1.
It's your local figure 8 track race out there right now, Ian. I think we got Moraket as your official race winner. He's going to reach the traffic point here out of turn 2, but oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was quite the pile up behind him there. I was trying to see who was going to come away with positions. Right now, it's Moraket, Sura, and Cordell. It looks like McCollum finds himself somehow up to 4th. And we'll take a look at what happened here off the restart. That was something else.
Yeah, I didn't want to step on top of you, Ian, but oh my goodness, there is so much happening out there as we watch this restart of Moraket and Cryer. Lots of bumping and banging, 2 cars getting turned out of turn 2, but Moraket comes out on top, and really he's just controlling it from here on out, and now this is chaos going into turn 1. Look at this, 1 car round, 2 car round, 3, 4, 5. Oh boy, it looks like your regular Interstate 5, I-95, I-84, wherever you are in the U.S., it is a traffic jam.
Yeah, and you see there's still, as they take the checker flag, there's still cars spinning in the background. And so that's going to be Dustin Moraket. That's going to be your winner in race number 2 in the street stock race. We'll actually be able to catch up to him now because he is here ready to speak with us. And Dustin, what a green-white checkered finish. I know you were getting the back bumper there from I forget exactly, that was from Cryer. You're getting the back bumper from Cryer. So I know going into that green-white checkered finish, you were looking for the payback. What happened from your perspective?
Honestly, right there, the guy and whoever restarted 3rd got into him, pushed him up the track, and he hit me in the left front with his right rear. And I mean, we're all bumper to bumper. We just restarted, so I got hit from behind into him, and I lifted. Just got pushed all the way through him, but no one could really do anything there. I'm just glad to come out on the good side of all that, I guess. But no, it's really elbows up tonight, but it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, I was going to ask. I mean, elbows out, exciting racing. It was quite the kerfuffle coming back to the checkered flag there, but having fun so far tonight?
Yeah, of course. I can't thank Jeff and all you guys enough for putting this on, all the sponsors. Should be a good couple days.
And so you hung around for the street stocks. You got enough time to hang around for the late models?
Yeah, I'll be here.
Okay, so that was your winner, Dustin, and great drive from you tonight, and congratulations there. Go ahead and celebrate with your team.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, take care, and we'll go ahead and take a break here from the virtual Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. That was the conclusion of the street stocks here presented by Rent a Race Car, and we come back, it'll be your limited or late model race, again presented by Rent a Race Car here on Maconi Entertainment.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. There's a reason that Maconi Setup Shop is trusted by more virtual and real-world tracks and companies than any other setup shop in iRacing. With partners such as Stafford Motor Speedway, the Nashville Fairground Speedway, Five Flag Speedway, Speed 51, and more. When you want something done right, you go to the experts at Maconi Setup Shop.
With setups available for most series on both asphalt and dirt, built by a team of professional builders consisting of some of the top talents on the service, Maconi Setup Shop LLC has what you need to hit the track with confidence. Head over to MaconiSetupShop.com and learn why Maconi Setup Shop is the official setup shop of Richmond Raceway Esports and is partnered with some of the largest names in virtual and real racing.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
The All American Esports 400 on Maconi Entertainment is brought to you by AdminBoxx. AdminBoxx offers you race control at your fingertips. Each AdminBoxx features pre-programmed iRacing admin controls with no key binding required. Our in-house race controllers, William Hale and his assistant Jeff Maconi, are both utilizing their own AdminBoxx devices for both nights of racing here on the All American Esports 400. Go to www.adminboxx.com and use code AEE400/box with 2 X's, that's BOXX, for 25% off at checkout. Our race is also brought to you by Rent a Race Car. Rent a Race Car offers you the chance to get behind the wheel of a real race car at the legendary Stafford Motor Speedway. For a low flat rate, all you need to do is arrive and drive at the practice heat and features events on Friday night at one of the best short tracks in the country. Add your name to the list of drivers who would compete at the track and race in front of thousands of fans in attendance. To book your spot, head over to the Rent a Race Car Facebook page and let them know that Maconi Entertainment sent you. Well, Joey, we have 2 races under wraps so far tonight. We had our Legends race, we had our Street Stocks race, and now we go to the limited late models. And this is what the virtual and the real life Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway is known for. Every Friday night, every Saturday night, you can go down to the racetrack, head right down from Broadway, and you can catch yourself some late model racing. And that's what we're ready to see here tonight from the virtual Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway.
Yeah, the grandstands might not be packed right now for the virtual qualifying, but once all these cars take the grid, I know that all 15,000 stand or grandstand, it's going to be packed out there, going to be cheering on these limited late models. 25 laps tonight, or 30 minutes in this race, so a little bit longer race than our previous Legends and Street Stocks. Once again, they're going to have 3 green, white, checkered flag attempts if need be, and all of the setups that everyone is racing on tonight, always provided by Maconi Setup Shop, making the race cars really hooked up out there, and then taking a shot at race control. Looks like they got that AdminBoxx at work right now. They're overwatching qualifying, and it looks like right now, provisional pole is our Street Stocks race winner, Mombercat.
Dustin Mombercat finds himself at the top of the board right now, but also the 35 Alex McCullum, the winner of our Legends race, finds himself up there right now. And qualifying still going on. You still see 1 minute and 20 seconds here, and this should be a very, very interesting race as well, because we're not going to be on the full oval for this race. This is still going to be on the short oval. You've seen twice so far already. When we go to our Pro Trucks, our 2008 Silverados, we'll go and we'll race on the big oval. But we're on the short oval, and tomorrow we'll go racing on the big oval in the late models. But tonight we're on the short oval. I kind of mentioned it. You and I were talking during the break, Joey. This should be interesting on the short track.
Yes, these cars keep getting bigger and the racetrack does not. That just means there's less and less space to argue over. And trust me, there will be plenty of arguing out there on the racetrack tonight. Now, like you mentioned, if you were on a Friday night at Nashville, these are the cars that you would go down and see. And so maybe, hey, if you're out there in Nashville, go check out what the schedule is at the Nashville Fairgrounds. See if there's any racing that's out there in the weeks to come, and go watch some racing out there. It's pretty exciting.
Have you ever been to Nashville, Joey?
I have been to Nashville. I have not been to this racetrack, but I have been to Nashville.
Yeah, I haven't been to the racetrack either. I've been to Nashville, and Nashville is a wonderful city. You can get into plenty of trouble there, which we won't get into on this broadcast here because we're family friendly here at Maconi Entertainment. But you can see in the background there, even just the skyline of downtown Nashville, and just a great place to be. Really a fun place to be if you're a hockey fan. Nashville Predators, they're right downtown, right across the river. You got the Titans, and then of course here you've got racing here at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, and just a great city all in all. And really glad the virtual Nashville opened their arms here tonight. But let's take a look at a grid here for our late model race. It's Dustin Mombercat, we mentioned on the pole, 14.056 will get him there. Alex McCullum will join him on the outside in the 35 to make up row number 1. Row number 2, Josh Cottle in the 24 and Oliver Cordell in the 93. Row number 3 in 5th position will be Kendrick Cryer, and in the 6th position will be Lee Norton. 7th will be Presley Sora in the 98, and 8th will be Caden Tufts in the 31, Brent Suggs in the 33, and Eric Sellers in the 97 will make up your top 10, Joey.
That's going to be followed up by Austin Thiel in 11th and Keegan Sobilo in 12th place. Steele Langford and Sean Hayes will round out row number 7 there. Joey Masowich in your top 15, followed by Quinton Nuttall in the number 20. Justin Collison and Logan Keys there in 18th place, followed up by Dakota Hendrickson and Logan Huckaba there in 20th.
21st will be David Dunwoody in the 000 car, and 22nd will be the 36 of Eric Steele. 23rd will be the 1 of Andrew Bissonette, and 24th will be the 23 of Perry Vance. The 91 of Blair Patterson will be 25th. The 26 will be Richard Caro. 26 will be Corey Hallett, and making out our 28 car field will be the 88 of Carson Lucas. And you mentioned Marquette coming from that race win in our street stocks. Definitely carries over a little bit into our late model race here. This should be a good one. You see the air conditions right now, 67 degrees, track temperature the same. So a lot of grip in these tires should allow for some side-by-side racing, Joey.
We should have excellent action, and like I mentioned earlier, look at those grandstands now. They're packed to see all of these cars do their 25 laps tonight. Barney's going to have a careful eye on them as they roll off a pre-grid. Something I want to point out, a lot of familiar names out there, and I think the frustration levels might start to grow as we get later into the night. Momberket, McCollum, Cryer, those are all names that were pushing and shoving pretty good last race.
Yeah, you saw the taps of the bumper that Cryer gave to Momberket, and then Momberket, of course, in that green-white checkered finish, kind of just spun Cryer out of the way. Said it was unintentional. There was a big checkup there, but you got to imagine, and they always say familiarity breeds contempt. And as we get later and later into the night, we'll probably see that come to the surface a little bit. And it's short track racing. That's what we came here to see. And as the pace the pace car leads them through 3 and 4. We'll get ready to go racing here for the 3rd time tonight from the virtual Nashville Fairgrounds. Dustin Momberket will be in control of the field and lead him to the green here from the virtual Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. And the 98 of Sora already taking an aggressive run in, and he'll dump 2 cars out of the way there and get himself up to 4th position. That was a very aggressive move. Momberket able to hang on to the lead now, but McCollum already all over his back bumper, Joey.
As we've seen earlier tonight, the bottom line is king right now. You got to protect that inside line, as it looks like McCollum has taken a look down the inside of our leader.
Oh man, big crash on the backstretch.
Looks like he's going to get that position for our lead, which is going to be really important for this restart as we take a look at the pileup out of really into turn 3. Wow, that's a lot of cars out there, Ian.
Yeah, I apologize, Joey, for interrupting you there. Give you a little bit of a taste behind the scenes here in the Maconi Entertainment booth. I was looking at our virtual booth here, and I saw that big crash on the backstretch there. It wasn't quite on our feed here, but we'll take a look at it now, Joey. This is something to behold.
Wow, that is a complete track blockage there on the back straightaway. No cars are getting through. All you can do is come to a crawl and try to work your way through. It looks like a red car there got spun out of turn 2. Chaos after that.
Yeah, I believe that was the 88 of Lucas, or no, the 31 of Tufts, I believe, got spun around. And then, yeah, you mentioned it, Joey. From there, it was just a cascade effect, and saw a couple of cars there on their roofs. That's obviously probably going to be night done for those 2 drivers, but that at least affected about half the field.
Yeah, definitely affected about half the field, but up front we got McCollum and Momberket still, but interesting to note, McCollum snagged that top spot away. He's going to have the bottom groove as they approach Barney here for this green flag restart on lap 5.
Yeah, McCollum got a great run on the inside there. We got 1 car in the background there you see spinning around. They'll come to a stop. I think we're going to stay green flag racing. McCollum able to stay up ahead right now. That's the 24 on your timing tower, but the 13 on your screen of Cottle now. It'll move his way into second place. We have 1 car there slow up at the top that looks like a lap car. The rest of the field trying to make their way around. Going to be lap 8 this time by. 1 car around there and 3. We'll see if they're able to get a few cars around now. They're starting to pile in now, Joey.
Big action in turn 3 and 4 there. 1 car got spun around, another came in and got collected, and just like we've seen all night, really is a chain reaction, and when these things happen, a lot of the drivers behind just have nowhere to go. As we take a look at the replay here, it looks like we're focused on maybe the 17. Looks like the 98 gets into the 33, the 17 gets in. There's too many cars to call there. It's just a big old mess going into 3.
Yeah, and kind of the impetus of that was you saw the 57 car was up high. That was a lap car that was trying to get out of the way of the rest of the leaders, but you kind of mentioned there's nowhere to go even if you're a lap car because they're fighting 2-3 wide behind you. So where do you go in that situation?
Yeah, it shows how important getting your car in the right place is, especially here in short track racing. That bottom groove is king, and just a little bit of variable can throw you off of your game. As we saw, just a little bit of a lapped car up there, I think forced everybody down, maybe caught a couple people off guard, and that's what caused the yellow.
Oh yeah, certainly caught a lot of our field off guard. As you'll see the lights go out on the pace car, so we go back to green flag racing, this time by the 12 laps into this 25 lap race. And again, McCollum able to hang on to that lead from the last restart. Maconi now finds himself in the 3rd position. Cottle in the 13, but the 24 on your timing tower will join McCollum on the outside of the front row. Again, a great restart by McCollum here, back to green flag racing at Virtual National Fairgrounds Speedway. And right now, McCollum just leaving the rest of the field in the dust, trying to go and win 2 of these races here tonight, Joey, being the only driver to do so far.
Fantastic restart by Alex McCollum, our leader. Really takes control of this race. You know, it's so important to nail those restarts. It lets you breathe easy, knowing that there's no competition that's really threatening you for that position. As it looks like our 2nd place car runs a little bit wide out of turn 2. I know how bumpy this racetrack can be, and you really got to hold it down there in order to keep up front.
Yeah, McCollum just ran the fastest lap of the race that time by, so... And again, actually, that time by as well, he again ran the fastest lap of the race. So these drivers, Combo, Marquette, Cryer, Saliba behind him, they're trying to do anything they possibly can to try to find some speed here at this Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. So I think that's what you're seeing. They're trying to get aggressive with the curbs and maybe shorten the length of this already short quarter-mile racetrack and try to get any advantage they can to get back to McCollum's back bumper.
As these drivers start to get into a little bit of rhythm of green flag running out there, it's great to see our leader, Alex McCollum, is now starting to run into lap traffic. This will play a factor in this race, as it looks like they're going to get up out of the way, but you'll see this accordion effect kind of happen between our leader and maybe 2nd place car, depending on how quickly they get through traffic or how much they get held up.
Well, and you mentioned it's going to be 7 laps to go this time by for McCollum when he comes by the flag stand, and he's on the inside of 1 lap car right now. But when he gets into a situation where they're battling too wide for this, these lap cars have every right to battle for position and where they're at. So you can't expect them always to just move over for the leader like that, but you can see how it's kind of causing the rest of the field to start to stack up here onto the back bumper of McCollum. And now he's going to try to have to get around some of these lap cars if he's going to hold on to the lead, because Cottle's all over him now.
You're right, the 91 really checked up our leader that last lap going into turn 1, as it looks like Cottle has a little bit of contact with them as well on the front straightaway. Alex McCollum still in control out front, as we're going to get 5 laps to go here. He's going to have to deal with a couple more cars as we're going to round out the end of this race, but he's been in control all night. He's picked his moves very carefully. He's just got a couple more to get by, and maybe he'll take another race win.
Yeah, and the good thing right now, if you're the 35 of McCollum, is nobody in front of you is really racing side by side. He has the 51 here, and then further up the way is just a couple of cars by themselves. So you see the 51 kind of slide out of the way there. And at this point, you can kind of expect the rest of the lap cars to do that. So you can kind of just now focus on keeping the 24, the 13 at Cottle in your rearview mirror.
You're right, and he cleared that lapped car. There's only 2 laps to go right now. A few more turns for our leader, Alex McCollum, out front. He's been in control. He's had some threats out there for the lead. We've had a few different leaders. Barney, the flagman, giving us the white flag for that number 35, Alex McCollum, as he takes down to the back straight the last time.
Yeah, he'll head into turn 3 and 4. He won our Legends race, and he's going to come back and win our late model race and be our only 2-time race winner of the night here from the AdminBoxx All American 400. Again, it's Alex McCollum, Josh Cottle, Dustin Marquette, Kendrick Cryer, and Olivia Cordell will be your top 5. Excuse me, Oliver Cordell will be your top 5. And just a masterful drive there. McCollum able to get himself up to the front after a few restarts, Joey. And then from there, it just didn't look back, able to drive away from the rest of the field.
You're right. He has been on top of his game tonight. He has really been up front all 3 races. Impressive to see him win another one tonight. As we take a look at the official results as they roll in here, we have our race winner in that number 35 car, Alex McCollum, followed by Josh Cottle in the number 24, Dustin Momberket, Kendrick Cryer, Oliver Cordell rounding out your top 5, followed by Keegan Sobilo, David Dunwoody, Caden Tufts, Eric Steele, and Andrew Bisnet rounding out the top 10.
And back from there, you got Justin Collison, Richard Caro, Presley Sora, Harry Vance, Blair Patterson. Your first car 1 lap down. 16th, Carson Lucas, Dakota Hendrickson, Corey Howlett, Logan Keys, and Brett Suggs rounding out your top 20, Joe.
Yeah, they're in 21st position. We got Joey Maswich in 22nd, Steele Langford, followed up by Austin Thiel, Logan Huckabee, Sean Hayes, Lee Norton, Eric Sellers, and that's Quinton Nuttall rounding out the 28 car field here tonight at the Nashville Fairgrounds. And I think we've got our race winner here, Alex McCollum with Ian Fisher.
Yeah, and Alex, you spoke to Joey last time, so I'll take it this time. Again, a masterful drive to get you up to the front. You mentioned how important qualifying is, but once you got into this race situation here, what'd you do to get you up to the front, and what did it look like from your perspective?
Oh, yeah. Barbecue got the pole right there, so I started outside pole. Knew I had to get to the bottom ASAP, try not to get trained on top, but luckily I was able to get in, and he made a mistake where I was able to capitalize and cut it under him, and was able to hold the rest of the field off.
And you got yourself into some lap traffic there as you got into that long green flag run to end the race. What was dealing with the lap traffic like? We saw at times they're battling side by side in front of you. How do you navigate that?
Yeah, you just gotta play it patient. Some lap cars, obviously they're racing for positions, and sometimes they don't want to get out of the way. So you kind of have to be a little aggressive, but not too aggressive to show them that you're there and you're racing for the win. But had to be a little aggressive there with the 1 lap car, but everybody else was pretty respectful.
Well, every race so far tonight has been on the quarter mile. Now we go to the big oval in the 2008 trucks. Are you looking for another win there? Do you think you can get it done? What are you looking forward to in that race?
Yeah, another win would be great, but anything can happen, and just gonna race lap by lap and see what happens.
Well, we appreciate you taking some time here, Alex, to talk to us on Maconi Entertainment. Go ahead and celebrate with your team for now for a little bit, and then get ready for race number 4.
Thank you.
And we've got one more race yet to go here, Joey, and that is going to be the 2008, the Pro Trucks Silverado, again on the All American 400 presented by AdminBoxx. We're to come back. We'll be on the big oval. What are you looking forward to in that race?
You know, I'm looking forward to maybe another long green flag run like what we saw here at the end of this limited late model race. It was pretty nice to see him get in the rhythm out there and really just kind of go racing. I know the frustrations are starting to show post-race too. This is true short course NASCAR fashion. We've still got one more race tonight, and I can't wait to see the action.
So we'll take one more quick break here on Maconi Entertainment, and we come back on the flip side of that. We'll have our feature race of the night, our 2008 Pro Trucks 45 laps here on the big oval from the virtual Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. There's a reason that Maconi Setup Shop is trusted by more virtual and real-world tracks and companies than any other setup shop in iRacing. With partners such as Stafford Motor Speedway, the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, Five Flag Speedway, Speed 51, and more. When you want something done right, you go to the experts at Maconi Setup Shop.
With setups available for most series on both asphalt and dirt, built by a team of professional builders consisting of some of the top talents on the service, Maconi Setup Shop LLC has what you need to hit the track with confidence. Head over to MaconiSetupShop.com and learn why Maconi Setup Shop is the official setup shop of Richmond Raceway Esports and is partnered with some of the largest names in virtual and real racing.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
The All American Esports 400 on Maconi Entertainment is brought to you by AdminBoxx. AdminBoxx offers you race control at your fingertips. Each AdminBoxx features pre-programmed iRacing admin controls with no key binds required. Our in-house race controllers, William Hale and his assistant Jeff Maconi, are both utilizing their own AdminBoxx devices for both nights of racing here on the All American Esports 400. Go to www.adminboxx.com and use code AEE400-BOXX BOXX for 25% off at checkout. Tonight's racing is also brought to you by Maconi Setup Shop. Not only are they building all the setups for tonight's racing action and tomorrow's racing action here on the All American Esports 400, but you can go to MaconiSetupShop.com. They have subscriptions available. They have setups for every single car on iRacing, for every single setup, for every single week. Competition for official races. If your league allows open setups, you can use them there as well. Again, that's MaconiSetupShop.com. Subscriptions are available. And if you're interested in getting broadcasted as well here on Maconi Entertainment, you can go there and contact them there for broadcast information. Well, Joey, we've arrived at our feature race of the night. We have 45 laps here at the big oval in our pro trucks. What are you looking forward to? What stands out to you?
Yeah, we're going to be doing 40 laps here on the main Nashville Fairgrounds Oval. We've had some really good racing tonight, and really a couple names have dominated the front of the sheets. But as we look at a little bit about the racetrack, we're once again right outside of Nashville, Tennessee. We're looking at 18 degrees of banking and a little, what is this, a 3/5 mile oval, I believe is what they call it in length. Now, these trucks are going to be doing a lot faster, a little bit longer lap time. They're in the 20-second range rather than kind of the 15-second range that we've been seeing. But let me tell you, this is a much bigger track than what the Legends and Street Stocks and late models were on earlier.
Not only that, you mentioned in the top of our race broadcast that we were kind of breaking down the speedway is that large dip off of turn 2. That could throw cars into the wall if drivers aren't being careful. It's a very tough part of this racetrack to navigate. You kind of mentioned as well the worn race surface that these drivers are going to have to deal with these pro trucks. But I also wanted to touch a little bit on some of the prizes that these drivers are racing for. Over $1,200 in cash for the total prize pool. And then I think this is really cool, Joey. You get 2 custom wrap guitars that are available as trophies. The first one will be given to the driver with the most overall points for all the races, and then the second one will be given to the winner of the super late model feature. That will be again here tomorrow on Maconi Entertainment at 7 p.m. I'm honored to be up here in the booth calling this race, but I gotta be honest, that would be sweet to have a guitar from a race that I won on iRacing.
It would be really neat to have a guitar that you win from racing. And, you know, props to Jeff Maconi, who really spearheads the entire operation and going out and hunting down these awesome partners that he brings to all of these races. And this prize pool is so cool, man. Over $1,200 total prize pool. It's going to be divvied up, you know, not only that, but you got the custom wrap guitars, not 1, but 2. It's pretty neat to be going virtual racing and having real tangible prizes that you can go and hang on your wall.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, tomorrow night, again, at 7 p.m. here on Maconi Entertainment, we have more racing for you. We're going to have, of course, our super late model feature where these drivers will have an opportunity to win one of those guitars. And we'll take a look at your grid here tonight for our feature race. Alex McCullum, he's been fast all night. He's fast here tonight for our feature race. He's going to take pole with a 19.468 into the outside. Brent Suggs in the 33 will join him. Presley Sora in the 98 will be in the 3rd position, with Oliver Cordell in the 24 in 4th position. Sean Hayes in the 49 and Dustin Mamboraket will make up row number 3, with Dustin Mamboraket on the outside. From there on back, we have Justin Collison in the 12 machine. He'll be 7th. Austin Fiel in the 25 will be 8th. That got me a little bit there. 9th position finds Dakota Henderson in the 28 truck, and rounding out the top 10 will be Lee Norton in the 85, Joey.
In 11th there, we got Caden Tufts. In 12th, Keegan Sobilo in that 77 truck. In 13th, followed up, Steele Langford. Then we got Kendrick Cryer and Jeffrey Eddy rounding out your top 15, followed by Quentin Nuttall, Josh Cottle and Logan Huckaba, they're in 18th place on the 09. Joey Maswich and Jeffrey Johnson rounding out the top 20.
In 21st, Carl Burke in the 53, and joined on the outside will be Perry Vance in the 19. Logan Keys will be 23rd. 24th, David Dunwoody. 25th position finds Eric Steele. 26th, Carson Lucas. 27th, Spencer Joy. 28th, Robert Holden. 29th, Alex Martin. 30, Dustin Veldhuizen in the 6 machine. 31st, Andrew B. Sinet. 32nd, Richard Caro. 33rd, Corey Hallett. 34th, Andrew Shorner. 35th, Ryan Billy, our first driver to not take a qualifying time. 36th, Eric Sellers. And rounding out our 37 truck field will be Blair Patterson in the 91 truck. The admins decided to go ahead and let all drivers that showed up to this session go ahead and race in our 40-lap feature event here. So Austin McCullum will lead the field to Alex McCullum will lead the field to the green flag here behind the iRacing pace car for 40 laps in our Pro Truck feature race main event. And I'm ready for this one, Joey. This should be very, very fun.
The lights are out as these trucks are entering turn 3. Familiar Alex McCollum there in that number 1 truck leading our field out of turn 4. He's already won 2 races tonight. We'll see if he can make it 3 races for a hat trick as Barney waves that green flag and we have racing.
Again, McCollum takes that inside line, able to seal off Brent Suggs here at the virtual Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway as they roar down the backstretch into 3 and 4. McCullum again leads the field, and Suggs, Sora, Cordell trying to chase him down. Side-by-side racing there later in the field between Marquette and Thiel there for the 5th and 6th position. And the rest of your field kind of bunched up right now, Joey. And I think we're kind of expect that. You mentioned that in the wrap-up of our 3rd race. I think we'll see a long green flag run here. And as I say that, 2 trucks get together and the 09's on his roof flipping. We'll see if he collects any other cars, one other machine involved. And just as I say it, caution comes out as lap number 2 here.
You mentioned that big dip off of turn 2. I think it already caught a couple trucks out as we saw one go up on its roof. Taking a look at, I believe, the 09 truck in this orange and black theme. He's up on the high side, 3 wide almost. Looks like a little bit of contact up in front. He had nowhere to go, gets squished up into the wall, and thankfully it looks like these trucks that came in behind him got some lucky net code and drove straight through them.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not entirely sure how the 09 there didn't collect more trucks, but you see just one truck getting loose in front of him. He has absolutely nowhere to go there. And then just an unfortunate series of events there for Huckba, because he really didn't do anything wrong. And the flip, I think, was more of a physics thing than what would actually happen in that situation.
That was definitely an iRacing physics model working out right there. It's just kind of like throwing a styrofoam square down a concrete track. It just kind of bounced around.
Yeah, yeah, that is one way to put it. It kind of got caught by the wind and flailed around. And of course, we'll go back to green flag racing as quickly as we can. We have our race admins up in the race control box. They're using their admin boxes to get us back to green flag racing as quickly as we can. We mentioned earlier that caution laps would not count. Caution laps actually have been counting. They will count in this race as well. So we'll go back to green flag racing on lap 6 of 40 here. You see the rest of the field getting stacked up 2 by 2. Again, Alex McCollum was able to hang on to the lead. So he'll be in control of the field as we go back to green flag racing. And these drivers try to do all they can right now to just get themselves into a groove and try to tick away some of these 40 laps that are left in our feature race. Again, McCollum, Suggs, Sora, Cordell, and Thiel will make up your top 5 right now. And we're back to green flag racing here for the virtual Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. McCollum, Suggs side by side into turn number 1. McCollum with a slight advantage here. We'll try to get the drive off the corner, but not able to quite clear Suggs. They'll go side by side down the backstretch, Joey.
The 33 really hanging on the outside there. We'll see if he can get a big run of steam up out of 4. Challenge Alex McCollum. He's actually going to lead that lap there as Suggs takes over the top position, but really I think at the bottom is where you want to be. I got my eye on the 98 truck of Presley Sora. They're in a pretty good spot right now as this lead continues side by side up front.
Right, if you're the 98 of Presley Sora, you're kind of looking on this battle here as you ride on board with them, and you kind of pick your line, right? You see which one's moving faster. and you kind of go with them to take away one of these spots here. But right now, he's kind of jammed up, and the rest of the field is slowly catching up to him here as this battle continues for the lead side by side. This was going on for a few laps now, Joey.
I'm really impressed with Suggs on the outside. He's able to keep Alex McCollum pinned down on the racetrack, and you see him finally clear that position for the lead. The number 33 truck, Suggs, to the point right now over Alex McCollum. Presley Sora there in the 3rd place. Little bit of a gap back there into our 4th, 5th, 6th trucks that are really running nose to tail.
And Suggs just doing a great job. He kind of mentioned the running the bottom of the racetrack and kind of pinning McCollum down to the inside. And you can see here, Suggs is running about a truck and a half off of the bottom of the racetrack right now. He doesn't want to get all the way down to that yellow line, and that seems to be the fastest way around that place right now. You saw the 98 of Sora there trying to peek to the inside of McCollum, but really nowhere to go. And if you're able to keep that to a truck length where Suggs or McCollum isn't able to get a Doherty in there, Joey, that's a really good spot to be in.
Yeah, as Alex McCollum takes a nose down to the inside of our leader in turn 3, he's going to take it side by side as we have a yellow on the racetrack. Chaos in front of our leaders. It looks like everybody thankfully makes it through. Oh, a little bit of contact with Presley Sora from a wrecked truck. I think the admins will get that sorted out for everyone.
Yeah, Sora goes around, but I would assume he's going to get his spot back, and really not much damage there on the 98 truck, just getting turned around a little bit. There is a lot of damage on a few trucks there. We'll see what happened here coming off of turn number 4. So that'll happen here on this lap. So we're going to stick with the 057 here as he comes down the backstretch into 3 and 4. And this is probably where the trouble starts to happen, Joey. As he comes out around the turn here. Oh, and look at that. Yeah, the field just stacking up in front of him. You see one truck around there. And then, yeah, just absolutely nowhere to go. Oh, that's big damage there for the 57. That's probably, yeah, your engine done. Another truck gets into him there, and really just nowhere to go with that inside wall, Joey.
I think I counted 3 trucks that were playing Frogger on the front straightaway there as the entire rest of the field was coming through. Just got to pick your way and hop over those logs. And, you know, some cars were affected there, but right now out front, Alex McCollum still leads the way over Suggs in that 33, followed up by the 98 of Presley Sora. Cordell and Thiel round out your top 5.
Yeah, and you mentioned Sora. He did get his spot back after getting spun out there, and you saw in a replay, not much damage to the 98 truck, just kind of got turned around there as everybody was trying to navigate themselves through that front stretch. And this is kind of an interesting aspect of this Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, especially in the configuration that we find ourselves in for this feature race. As we look on board here with the 92 of Spencer Joyce and we get his cockpit cam. If I had to make a guess, I would say that he was from Maryland there, Joey.
This is a great view. I always love seeing everybody in action out there as we roll through a couple of these different drivers. Looks like we got the 126 of Jeffrey Eddy not enjoying his online gaming experience as much as he probably would like to be. But looks like we still got a couple laps left here as we get another shot at race control using that AdminBoxx to their benefit. All of our race control, William Hale, Jeff Maconi out there using that AdminBoxx to their benefit and making these events run nice and smooth for us.
Yeah, and I do love the AdminBoxx cam right there too. And I was making some jokes with you and our producer Ryan up here in the booth that we have the Half-Life head crab cam there for Jeff Maconi. That's a pretty interesting view, but you see how many views he has on the race right now, just kind of keeping track of everything. You see race control in the middle screen there, and then I guess listening to us on the right side, and then Discord on the left-hand side. Just the many roles that you see a race director doing from a night-to-night basis. I know I've done it a little bit in real life, and it's very much like herding cats, for lack of a better term, Joey.
Yeah, there is a lot going on. You need about 8 arms, 3 brains, and a whole lot of screens, as it looks like we got the pace car pulling off. Alex McCollum is going to lead our field here as Barney is going to wave that green flag. We got Brett Suggs on our outside. These two were having some fantastic side-by-side racing as the 33 continues to hang it out around the outside. He's going to have the momentum going down the back straightaway. It is a battle for the lead between the number 1 and number 33 truck.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see if the 33 of Suggs can keep McCollum pinned down to the bottom this time around as well. You see how good of a run he gets off of that outside line, able to keep the momentum in the truck. And it's really about making the straightaway longer, being able to get back to the gas faster on that outside line. And you see here he's able to clear McCollum and able to regain the lead again on lap 19 of 40.
I think Alex McCollum learned from that last green flag run. He didn't want to be pinched down there, and he took a little bit of an early break there that last lap to dip up, tuck back in line behind the 33, and maybe start to attack the 33 rather than feel like he's pinned down with nowhere to go. But don't look now, that 98 of Presley Sora really working the bottom of the racetrack, followed by the 24 as well. These guys are lined up nose to tail really for the top 10, it looks like.
Yeah, and Suggs there tapped the wall coming off of turn 4 last time around, but just a little bit of a tap. I don't think enough to do any kind of damage to slow the 33 machine down as he stays in the lead. And we have some cars spinning here in the background. One car going up to the high side. Looks like one reset. There's a whole bunch of trucks under that red banner there, so it's kind of hard to see them all at the same time and discern who's who. But we'll see what happened here on the replay, Joey.
Yeah, looks like these trucks are headed into turns 1 and 2 right now. 3 wide racing coming up out of 2. That doesn't always work out. It looks like all 3 trucks went around. That's 2 red, and then that gold truck, I believe, was the 53. Is that what I'm seeing there? Looks like the 32, the 53, and I don't quite make out the number of that top truck, but all 3 of them affected here.
Yeah, you're correct. That's at least the 53 of Carl Burke. It looks like that's the only driver right now that's in the pits that's relatively in what happened here. And then you see the car number on the screen as well. You're on board with Perry Vance here to see what happened from his perspective. And, ooh, just able to check up enough. A little bit of a tap to the truck in front of him, but able to get through that relatively unscathed.
Relatively unscathed indeed. That's important tonight because none of these competitors have any fast repairs. You got to take control of your equipment out there. Controlled aggression is what I like to say. Pick your spots carefully. That's what we've been seeing out of the front 2 trucks. And interesting enough, Suggs was in the lead there that last lap, so he will have the inside line. Now, he preferred that top line, was really able to pin Alex McCollum down before. We'll see if the number 1 truck can now reverse the role and do the same back.
Well, you almost read my mind there, Joey. I was going to say, I wonder if McCollum can use the outside to his advantage like Suggs has done to him 2 times now, because it kind of, yeah, you mentioned it, the roles are reversed here. As the pace car makes the left-hand turn on the pit road, the field will be now in control of Brett Suggs and the 33 machine on the inside line. What will he be able to do with it as we go back to green flag racing here on the virtual Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway? And Presley Sora is going to try to go ahead and make it 3 wide here right off the rip. He's going to go in and get the quarter there. Oh, and the 33 is going to go around. 33 is going to go around Sora, making contact there. The rest of the field will kind of scatter. The caution flag will come out with 17 laps to go. And really there, Sora just got into the 33 machine and spun him around. Interesting to see what race control is going to do about that as far as positions go. I don't really think it was entirely intentional by Sora. Obviously, you see Joey, he makes the aggressive move down to the inside and makes it 3 wide. I don't think he was looking to wreck the 33 there, but I just think that's when you make a move like that, something's got to give.
You know, the 33, I would say, didn't get the best of restarts, but that was okay. Alex McCollum and the 33 did okay on the restart. As we see Presley Sora making a really aggressive move down to the bottom, and I don't think that they actually made contact. It was a little bit of net code right there, unfortunately, that sent our leader around. But yeah, I'm going to have to put the blame a little bit on that Sora car. That was a really aggressive move on the racetrack on a restart. But as we've seen tonight, you got to take your opportunity when it comes. And right there, they had a plenty good opportunity to make it 3 wide.
Well, and if you're Sora in that situation as well, you're thinking, I dive to the inside. I get through this unscathed, and now I have the lead, right? So you are correct. There was a little bit of net code there, Joey, for sure, and that's what did send the 33 around inevitably. But you got to imagine that he's kind of frustrated there with Sora for putting him in a position where he kind of had a lose-lose there. It was either he lifted and lost the lead and lost a bunch of spots and found himself in potentially a worse spot, or he goes and he's aggressive there, and he finds himself spun and towards the back of the pack now, finds himself in 15th position, and we get this overhead blimp shot. You see the downtown Nashville skyline there in the distance, and it's really just a testament to how exciting this fairground speedway is in real life. This historic racetrack just down the road from downtown Nashville. What a great location. You see there the pace car again will make the left turn onto the pit road, and McCullum able to make the inside line work a few times here. Now has Cordell on the outside as he heads into turn 1. Cordell there able to get a little bit of a run. We'll get a run here down the backstretch. We'll see if McCullum learned anything from Suggs there, able to pin him down to the inside line, and you can see there now McCullum is able to use the outside line there. Pushes Cordell up the racetrack. Now Cordell is going to go for the crossover move, gets to the inside of McCullum, but he's not able to quite clear him yet. Now McCullum will be able to clear, and the caution flag is out again with 12 laps to go. Starting to see a little bit of that developing, Joey, behind him there. You see a few trucks turn around there. The 4 is going to get straightened out. Get a look at what happened here.
There was a lot of trucks involved in this one. Looks like, looking at the 05 right now on screen, as we see some action on the front straightaway. Already trucks turned around. The 77 looks like the 10 that I'm seeing, and once again playing Frogger out there on the front straightaway. As the racetrack is really crowded, you just got to pick your spots carefully, and even when you think you're single file, you could be 2 or even 3 wide, as maybe even a little bit of netcode is playing an issue once again on these wrecks.
Yeah, we mentioned 37 trucks here in our field tonight, so definitely a lot of trucks out on the racetrack. Nothing that iRacing can't handle, but you obviously add a lot of variables in there as well with each driver's connection and how they connect to the server as well. And now on your screen you get a look at the 2 guitars that these drivers are racing for at the end of our All American 400, presented by AdminBoxx, of course, here on Maconi Entertainment. And that's so cool, Joey. I can't even play the guitar, but I would gladly hang that in my apartment and tell everybody that came into it about it, probably for way too long, to a point where they would think that I'm weird and not want to come over anymore. But that's a very cool guitar.
Ian, you're a little bit younger than me. You're telling me that you wouldn't take that to the quad and just start playing out there on the grassy field and have an audience?
I'm 29, Joey. I turned 29 actually on Wednesday. A little happy birthday shout out to myself there. Yeah, but no, my days at the quad never existed in the first place, and definitely now are far from over. And I will say, one driver that's looking in good shape for one of those guitars right now is our leader, Alex McCullum.
Yes, definitely. Alex McCullum is leading the field back to this green flag racing, as we're going to have, looks like 9 to go, maybe 8 to go as they cross the line here. He's been controlling most of these as we get action already in turn 1. Looks like the 98 got down on the inside once again. There's 3 trucks up into the wall. We're still green flag on the racetrack. Now we go yellow. Big wreck there on the restart into turn 1.
Yeah, again, almost before the drop of the green flag, already just calamity erupts, and we'll get a look at what happened here again. Obviously, we were focused up on the battle for the lead and what was happening there, but we'll go back and get a look and see what brings out the caution flag here now with 7 laps to go. And again, this is going to be another restart that Alex McCullum is going to have to nail again. And just look at that. So many trucks involved. We'll get a look at what caused it here. You did see the 1 lap truck down to the bottom. I don't think they were much of a factor there. Oh, 1 truck sliding up the racetrack already. Just nowhere for anybody to go here who's involved. And that got about half of our field again, Joey.
Yeah, from what I saw, it was really the 98 truck once again on the restart, really trying to jump it down into the bottom lane, and unfortunately didn't end up very good here. As we're right along with the 98, we're going to see him duck down, take this really aggressive move, and just turn the 25, and it collects a whole lot of cars behind. That was a very aggressive move. I think that was too aggressive out there.
Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. I didn't see that in the initial replay, but I would have to agree. You saw it happen on the last restart and already kind of caused 1 incident, and there you're going in again and definitely didn't give the 25 any room to race there. I think if you're Presley Sora in the 98, You gotta have a little bit more patience than that. You're definitely one of the faster trucks, and you can get up there. You still got a few laps to go. I don't think the aggressive moves to the inside are very well advised right now there, though, Joey.
No, especially down here at the end of the race. I always say that you want to save your best racing for the last bit of the race, because you want to race it with as much aggression but with as much respect as you want out there as well. And I know that we're going to see that probably with the rest of these 5 laps remaining, as pace car is still out there. Alex McCollum in the number 1 truck has really been out front all night, but he has not been the only truck to lead out there. There have been a few challengers. We're going to see here as the action winds down who's going to take home the checkered flag in these pro trucks.
Yeah, and again, we're going to have a restart here with it looks like 3 laps to go, but it won't be a green-white checker. This will just be a natural finish to our race here. Alex McCollum has to hang on for 3 more laps, and he definitely is in a good spot to find himself walking home with a guitar at the end of the All American 400 here, presented by AdminBoxx, as he leads the field back to the green flag. Barney the flag man will leave it one more time, hopefully, as we go back in the turn 1 here. Cordell is going to try to fight off to the outside. You saw he got so much of a run here coming down the backstretch. McCollum battling him here. He's been in this position before. He files in behind the 24 of Cordell. It's going to be 2 laps to go here as they come back to the stripe. What will McCollum be able to do here, dear Joey?
Alex McCollum has definitely learned from the previous restarts that he wants to be the car that wants to attack, as it looks like he's going to take the nose down to the inside here in turn 3 of Cordell, make that aggressive move, slide up the racetrack a little bit, but the 24 and 1 come out of it. Oh no, the 24 is around on the front straight as Barney waves that white flag. I think the white flag is waved. We're still green on the racetrack. Alex McCollum, 1 to go, leads the field down the back straight for the last time.
Yeah, Alex McCollum definitely drove up wide right there, and I don't know if that was the full thing that caused the 23 to spin, but it doesn't matter now because he's going to take your checkered flag here in our Pro Truck race at the virtual Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, and he has a dominant points lead heading into the second night of the All American 400, and he's looking for a guitar on his shelf for sure, Joey.
Well, he has the hat trick here tonight. That is 3 wins for Alex McCollum. I believe it was the Legends that he started off the night with, and then he won the, was it the limited late models that he just ended up winning? And then now he rounds it out with the Pro Truck race. As we catch a replay of this green-white checker, we see the 24 truck really take it out to the front, but Alex McCollum is planning his move, and he really dives it down to the inside. I believe coming out at turn 3 is where he plans it, because out of turn 2, he really gets this run, pokes the nose down the inside. This is where he kind of plans this big move down the inside, washes up the racetrack. Now, I see side-by-side racing here. The 24 and the 1 get a little bit into a door bang, but it looked like the 1 left enough racetrack out there. I'm going to call that a racing incident.
I have to agree with you, Joey, from our perspective here, and obviously we don't see any of the inputs or anything like that, but I think those 2 guys just racing side by side, and it was very unfortunate, but I don't think anything dirty there from the 1 of Alex McCollum at all.
Especially from the racing that we've seen out of that Alex McCollum tonight. He's been very respectful. He's already won 3 races, and yeah, great racing. And when you're coming out of turns 3 and turns 4 and you see that white flag, there's not a whole lot of off limits anymore, but they kept the box within their own little box, didn't kind of make any contact. And here's the number 1 truck parking it here on start finish.
And we've only interviewed the winners so far this evening, but now, Joey, we're going to interview all 3 of our podium finishers tonight, starting with our winner, Alex McCollum. You're standing by with him in victory lane.
Well, Alex, that is the hat trick tonight. Congratulations on taking home the win on race number 3 for you. And how was the racing out there? You had a few challenges for the lead, but pretty aggressive move there to win it.
Yeah, I just want to apologize to Oliver right there. I'm going back and looking at the replay now. I got to his left here on entry, slid up just a little bit. We did a door, and then it honestly looks like a racing deal. It looks like he kind of looks like he came down and was already loose and clipped in, and then just spun it. I mean, I kind of held my line right there on exit. So I don't know.
Well,
I thought,
Alex, let me jump in here. I the way that we saw it here on the broadcast, it was a great race that was too wide. Really through 1 and 2, you got the run out of 2, and then you made an aggressive move into 3. We deemed it a racing incident up there. You guys both left room for each other, and that's just some tough racing out there. But you came home with the win tonight. Congratulations on that one. And what was it like out there? It seemed pretty slippery at the end.
yeah, I tested this truck a few nights ago with a couple of my buddies, and it was actually really free. But so I knew we had to keep the truck under us and not push the issue and not slide our tires and keep the truck under control. But honestly, just restarting first is a disadvantage because the truck is really fast in the second to third lane. So I just honestly I let guys go that were on my outside, so I didn't have to battle them and let third catch up to us. So I try to play it smart, and kind of worked out well.
Yeah, Alex, that's a great night of racing for you and a huge points haul tonight, especially from winning 3 races. Already well on your way to maybe taking home one of those cool custom wrapped guitars tomorrow night. And is there anybody that you want to give a shout out to tonight?
Yeah, Maconi, everybody, William, you guys for broadcasting, JDR Graphics for doing these schemes are pretty badass. I like running these schemes in big events. They pop out, so I like putting his schemes out on top. So I can't thank him enough for rushing these schemes and making them look damn near perfect. So gotta thank everybody, Elite, LMR, everything Tyler Payne does for me. Just everybody that helps out.
Yeah, well, Alex, once again, congratulations on a fantastic night of racing tonight. We expect to see you out there tomorrow doing more racing with us here on the Maconi Network. And it looks like we're going to be rounding out the rest of our podium here with the finishers. I think we got Brett Suggs, our 3rd place finisher in the 33 truck out there. Very action-packed. I love seeing the Maconi setup shop stickers on the side of the car really plastered throughout. How was the action out there from your point of view?
It was definitely a fun race. I was having a super clean race with Alex there battling door to door for the lead. And you can't really ask for a much better race than that. I mean, we were running each other clean, running each other close. And I think that was going to shape up to be a good race, hadn't circumstances played out a little bit differently there.
Well, I know that you had to stay out of traffic. You know, there's a few wrecks that even the leaders had to avoid as you're coming up onto the front straight out there. What do you think you were missing maybe to take the fight up front to maybe win one of these things?
Yeah, we've been so close in some of these races, man. It's definitely tough. That caution laps count, they're quick races and everything. I'd say probably what ultimately cost us a shot for the win there was kind of just an unnecessary 3-wide move for the lead out of the second row. So that's kind of what did it. And then we saw it happen again there later in the race and took out some more people. But I don't like to race like that. I don't know why there's any reason to go and do that. I know we're having a lot of yellows, and some people think, well, we're going to have a yellow anyways. Let's just send it in there. But even still, that's not always the smart way to go about it. And for being somewhat a pro driver, it's just not a smart way to go.
I hear what you're saying. There was definitely some really aggressive moves out there on the restarts, specifically going 3 wide, and caught out quite a few trucks out there. But I want to once again congratulate you on your 3rd place position tonight out here in the pro trucks. Is there anybody that you wanted to give a shout out to while you're in here?
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Jeff Maconi and Maconi Entertainment, Maconi Competitive Zone for putting this whole deal on. It's definitely super cool and pretty proud to be a part of this virtual All American. Looking forward to the upcoming races they have as well. And also Shane Williamson was kind of spotting for me there, just keeping me calm and keeping me in the right direction. So big shout out to him. Also had Josh Caudle threw together this breast cancer awareness paint scheme for me last minute. So big appreciation for him, as well as everybody tuning in on our stream. Brett Suggs 33 on Twitch. Had a lot of people watching, some pretty hard racing there, some good action, but couldn't do it without everybody like that.
Yeah, well, once again, congratulations on your 3rd place finish tonight, Brett. Hope to see you in tomorrow night's action. And I think we actually have our 2nd place finisher from tonight's race in the booth now. Looks like Sean Hayes is in here. Sean, congratulations on your second place. Quite a bit of action at the front. What did you think of the race as a whole tonight?
Um, the trucks, they were a lot of fun to drive. There was a lot of bonehead moves that ruined a lot of people's races really early, and that shouldn't happen. But other than that, it was a pretty good race.
You mentioned some incidents that definitely banged up some trucks. We're looking at your 49 truck right now, and you look like you were in quite the wars out there yourself. What did you need to maybe move up front a little bit and maybe take the fight for the lead?
I guess nose pieces. I guess the truck got killed when Presley and Suggs got into it, and me and my house driver barbecue hit each other, and it killed my truck and his as well.
We saw a few aggressive moves on restarts that have already been talked about in the interviews. And what I love seeing that we are mentioning right now is the real emotion out of sim racing. And that's what short track racing is all about. Wouldn't you agree, Sean?
Yeah, man. It came out tonight quite a bit, especially under caution.
Yes, we definitely caught some stuff. And while I still got you in the booth here, is there anybody that you wanted to give a shout out to before we let you go?
I'd like to thank Rockets iRace Raps, everybody at the shop, Hangout Chat Motorsports, and Brett Suggs Racing Market.
Well, congratulations once again on the second place tonight. We can't wait to see you tomorrow doing some more action with us here at the Nashville Fairgrounds. And just to remind everybody, we do not have an event next week, but tomorrow we're coming right back at you with the AdminBoxx All American Esports 400 here on the Maconi Entertainment. And we want to thank tonight's race sponsors, including AdminBoxx, Back Charities, and the Back Talk Podcast, Maconi Competizione, Rent a Race Car, and of course, Maconi Setup Shop. Calling the action tonight was myself, Joey Atterbury, alongside Ian Fisher and always Ryan Bauer, the bearded sim racer producing. We thank the entire Maconi Entertainment staff tonight for their work in bringing you this racing and hope to see you at our next event. We would also like to thank all of our viewers for tuning in tonight's racing action. Be sure to join us tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern to catch all of the racing for action day number 2 of the AdminBoxx All American Esports 400. Until then, stay tuned to the Maconi Setup Shop and Maconi Entertainment social media pages for all of the up-to-date iRacing information you need. This has been a production of Maconi Entertainment, and we wish you all a good night.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. There's a reason that Maconi Setup Shop is trusted by more virtual and real-world tracks and companies than any other setup shop in iRacing. With partners such as Stafford Motor Speedway, the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, Five Flag Speedway, Speed 51, and more. When you want something done right, you go to the experts at Maconi Setup Shop.
With setups available for most series on both asphalt and dirt, built by a team of professional builders consisting of some of the top talents on the service, Maconi Setup Shop LLC has what you need to hit the track with confidence. Head over to MaconiSetupShop.com and learn why Maconi Setup Shop is the official setup shop of Richmond Raceway Esports and is partnered with some of the largest names in virtual and real racing.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.